So hello and welcome to everyone. Welcome to all of you for this coaching call number 33. In this call, I will be revising chapter number 7 and chapter number 8, which is the program lifecycle. Just to start with the keywords, and then I will make the table for everyone, though it will be very clear to everyone. Okay, so now we are starting with the program lifecycle. Just to have the overview, we have three phases of the program, which is program definition phase, program delivery phase, and program closure phase. Under the program definition phase, we have two subphases, program formulation subphase and program planning subphase. In the program delivery phase, we have three subphases, which is component authorization and planning, component oversight and integration, component transition and closure. This is the domain, this is a phase in which we are initiating the life cycle of every domain and closing the life cycle of every component. So every component, whether it's a project or a sub program, will be initiated and closed within the program delivery phase. And then we are talking about the program closure phase, in which we have the program transition, program final performance reports, lesson learned, and something like that. Okay, for the exam, the key concept is the component thing. Whenever he talks to you about the component, that will be in the program delivery phase. Okay, and then we are talking about there are 5 interrelated and interdependent program performance domains. So when you go in the exam, just quickly write all the 5 domains on your sheet that you will get it. Okay, so you don't need to remember the things, because when the question paper comes, try to focus the key things on the paper already. Okay, you should write program strategic alignment, benefits management, program stakeholder engagement, program governance, and program lifecycle. And the flow chart that we have done on the top should be the lifecycle, and in which phase we are doing which component, like program charter, business case, and roadmap is in the program formulation subphase. Then we had benefits register, stakeholder register, program governance plan. This should be very clear in your mind when you're doing chapter 7 and chapter number 8. Okay, and then in the program planning subphase, we are doing the program management plan, overlapping with the starting with the benefit analysis and planning for every component, benefits delivery for every component, and then we had stakeholder engagement plan and governance roles. Okay, so this is same thing, you have to remember all the 5 performance domains during the program lifecycle. Then the portfolio and the program restrictions is relatedness and time. You will get a lot of questions in which the option would be portfolio. Just keep in mind, if the components are interrelated and time bound, they have a specific end date, then it's a program. And when there is something which is not time bound or the operations is included, then it's a portfolio. The distinction between program and project is uncertainty, managing change, and complexity. Then we talked about program manager competencies. He should have communication skills, stakeholder engagement skills, change management skills, leadership skills, analytical skills, and integration skills. So only just to keep the overview in mind. What is the program lifecycle? The activities executed within the program lifecycle are dependent on the specific type of program and typically begin before funding is approved or when the program manager is assigned. And during the program delivery, components are authorized, planned, executed, and benefits are delivered. Program closure is then approved by the program steering committee when desired benefits or program objectives have been realized. In the definition phase, the business case, charter, roadmap are formulated, and once approved, program management plan is also prepared, which is coming into the program planning subphase. Then it has two overlapping phases, which was program formulation and program planning, and program manager is selected and assigned during the program formulation phase. This is going in the yes.
Sir, in PMP, we said that charter will never change. If it changes, project changes. But in program, charter can change, right?
Program will
Even
be,
when it's approved.
no, you don't use the word of change. We should use the word of update. When we go
Update.
to the program lifecycle activities, when we will study
Yeah.
the chapter number 8, then you will see business case will be updated and charter will be updated. But principally,
Okay.
the concepts of PMP, in which we broadly say that charter cannot change because it has already
Yeah.
defined scope for the program,
Yeah.
that is still
Yeah.
applicable, but updates will be there. Our benefit register will be updated, stakeholder register will be updated, risk register will be updated, business case will be updated. This will be seen in detail when we go to chapter number 8. But at this moment, only focus on this thing that we are making the first time documents of business case, charter, and roadmap.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Program formulation phase, we are developing the business case, assignment of programs sponsor to oversee and govern the program, initiate studies and estimates of scope, resources, and cost, develop an initial risk assessment, develop program charter and roadmap. Approval of the charter formally authorizes the commencement of the program. And if the program is not authorized, this information should be recorded and captured in a lessons learned repository. Keep in mind the lesson learned is not only for the future program, it's also for your existing and future program. Whatever will be learned in the program, we will document in the lesson learned repository. Okay. Then we talk about the program planning surface. It commences upon formal approval of the program charter by the program steering committee. And in the program management plan, it integrates the program subsidiary plans and establishes the management controls and overall plan for integrating and managing the program components. In the exam, when he is talking about specific type of a plan, like how you will handle the risk, it will be risk management plan. How you will handle any type of change, it will be the change management plan. How you will handle, how the cost or the schedule will be managed, it will be schedule management plan. Overall program management plan will always be in the question, always be in the answer, but generally 99% of the time you have to go to the specific plan, not the generalized program management plan in the exam point of view. Okay. If it's differentiating between charter, program management plan, business case, and roadmap, then program management plan will be the answer. But if he's talking about program governance plan, program management plan, program change management plan, program risk management plan, it means that he's looking for some specific type of a plan. Read the question again. When you have multiple options with the plan, 99% of the time program management plan will not be the answer. Okay. It is developed based on organization's strategic plan, business case, charter, roadmap, and any other outputs from program formulation. Delivery phase begins after the program management plan is reviewed and formally approved, because the program management plan will already be approved in the program planning subphase, which is under the program definition phase. The program delivery phase is only start once we have the program management plan available with us. And development of this plan is the iterative activity. Then we go to the program delivery phase. Each program component progresses through the 3 program delivery surfaces: program management plan and program roadmap. Document the intended direction and benefits of the program. Program delivery ends when the program governance determines that the specific criteria for this phase have been satisfied, or a decision is made to terminate the program. So he will ask you that when you will close the program delivery phase. It's a short question. Then you have to see whether the closing conditions of the program of the component has been achieved, all the components have been achieved, okay, the acceptance criteria have been met, something like that. Based on that, you will first close all the components and then you will close the program delivery phase. Keep in mind that any component cannot be initiated unless you are in the program delivery phase. Number one, any component will not be initiated unless your program delivery phase is initiated. And on the other side, the program delivery phase cannot be closed unless all the components will be closed. Okay, very important concept. This will be very much in your exam. The tone will be very much like this. Okay. And I don't forget, the benefits delivery can be started even the program delivery phase is not closed, because benefits analysis and planning, benefits delivery is part of the program delivery phase. So once the any component will finish its benefits, you can start to deliver the benefits even you are in the program delivery phase. Okay, but the program transition will start once you are in the delivery phase, and the closure will be started later on, we will see. But very carefully look into the components, at which stage of the program he will be talking you about the components. Then we have component authorization and planning. It involves the initiation of components based on the organization's specified criteria and individual business cases. developed for each component. Component planning includes the activities needed to integrate the component into the program to position each component for successful execution. The appropriate information from each component plan is integrated into the associated program management plan. So all the program management plan we should know is a superset. All the component plan, everything will be in the part of the program management plan. Component oversight and integration. Each component team executes its associated plans and program integrative work. Program manager may initiate a new component to consolidate the integration efforts of multiple components. So whatever is there can be the part of the program delivery phase. Component transition and closure. Component transition addresses the need for ongoing activities from a program component to an operational support function. Final status is reviewed with the program sponsor and steering committee before authorizing the formal program closure. Very important, component transition will be started in the program delivery phase. Don't get confused with component transition and the program transition. Program transition starts when the delivery phase is finished. Then you have in the program closure phase benefits program transition and benefits, this program lesson learned and list register, final performance reports. But the benefits transition will be started even the program delivery phase is not finished, and then the benefit sustainment activity will be started only in the program closure phase. Then in the program closure phase, it includes program activities necessary to transition program benefits to the sustaining organization and formally close the program in a controlled manner. Once the transitioning activities are completed, the program manager receives approval from the sponsoring organization to formally close the program. Very simple. Is it clear? Okay, then we talk about program activities and integration management. Now let's make a Rajan Ibrahim, please take one empty paper. I will help you to make one table. That will be the revision for chapter number 8. Even I am not covering the chapter number 8. Okay. So make 5 columns. Take A4 size paper. Okay, and make 5 columns. 5 columns and around 13 rows. Now actually what exercise we are going to do, I will help you to write all the program activities that are in the chapter number 8. Okay, which are what is in the formulation subphase, what are in the planning subphase, what are in the delivery delivery phase, and what are in the closure phase. Okay, so the first column keep empty. First column keep empty. In the second column, the heading gives formulation subphase. The heading of the second column is formulation subphase. Heading of the third column is planning subphase. Heading of the fourth column is delivery phase. And heading of the fifth column is closing phase. Okay. Now come to the first row, which is without the heading. First, what 10 knowledge areas we studied in PMP. First, write integration. First row is integration. Second row is, I'm talking about the first column. Now write everything in the first column. First column, first row is integration. Second row is scope. Then you have schedule. Then write cost in 3 rows. Cost, cost, cost. Then write quality, number 7. Communication, resources, risk, procurement, stakeholder, change, information. So you have 14 rows. Ibrahim, are you with us?
Yes, Samir. Yes.
Okay. So 14 rows. Now we have integration, scope, time, cost, 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 quality, communication, resources, risk, procurement, stakeholder, change, and information. Okay. Now we have to see in which knowledge, in which phase we are getting what activity from each of the knowledge areas. There's the only point that we have to understand in chapter number 7, chapter number 8. Okay. So in integration, first row integration in all the 4 columns is cross, cross, cross. We are not talking about integration here, but I have mentioned you because it's coming from PMP just to make sure in integration, cross, 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 cross. Okay. Then in scope, in the formulation column, write assessment. In the formulation column, in front of the scope, write assessment. In the planning, write management planning. In delivery, for the scope, write monitoring and controlling. And closing is cross. Okay. So in scope row, you have assessment, management planning, monitoring and controlling, and cross. Okay. Next, schedule. In schedule, in the first column of formulation, you have assessment. In planning, you have management planning. In delivery, you have monitoring and controlling. In closing is cross. Okay. Now you have cost. Cost we have written 3 times. In the first row, write in formulation initial cost estimate. Initial cost estimate. In planning, write cost estimate. In delivery, write financial management. In closing, write financial closure. So in cost, first row in formulation, we have initial cost estimate. In planning, we have cost estimate. In delivery, we have financial management. In closing, we have financial closure. Okay. Cost, which is on second row in formulation, is cross. In planning, we have financial framework. Financial framework. In delivery is cross. In closing is cross. Cost, which is number 3, formulation is cross. In planning, we have financial management plan. Financial management plan. Delivery is cross. Closing is cross. It means in cost, in formulation, I have only one activity, which is initial cost estimate. In planning, I have 3 activities: cost estimate, financial framework, financial management plan. In delivery, it's only one activity, monitoring, financial management. And in closing, it is one activity, which is financial closure. Rajan, clear? Okay. Now quality. In quality, in the formulation column, write assessment. In planning, write management planning. Delivery is quality assurance and quality control, QA and QC. And closing is cross. Next is communication. In communication, under formulation is assessment. In planning is management planning. Communication is management. Closing is cross. So in communication, we have assessment, management planning, management, and cross. Now come to resources. In resources, under the formulation, we have requirement estimation. In resources, we have requirement estimation. In planning, we have management planning. In delivery, we have management. In closing, we have transition. In resources, we have requirement estimation, management planning, management, and transition. Next is risk. In formulation phase, we have initial risk assessment. In formulation, we have initial risk assessment. In planning, we have management planning. In delivery, we have monitoring and controlling. In closing, we have management and transition. Okay. Next is procurement. In procurement, we have in formulation assessment. In planning, management planning. In delivery, management. In closing, closure. In procurement, in formulation is assessment. In planning is management planning. In delivery is management. In closing is closure. Then next is stakeholder, which is cross. We are not talking about any phase in the stakeholder because we have a individual stakeholder domain in our PgMP. Then is change. In change, under the formulation, we have assessment. In planning, I have management planning. In delivery, we have monitoring and controlling. And in closing, we have cross. In closing, we have cross. So in change, we have assessment, management planning, monitoring and controlling, and closing is cross. And the last is information. In formulation, I have management assessment. In planning, management planning. In delivery is management. And closing is archiving and transition. So this completes your chapter number 8 activities. Okay, so now I will summarize it. Rajan, please check, unmute yourself. In the formulation phase, how many activities you have?
You have scope assessment, schedule, costs, initial cost estimate, then quality, resources, communication, procurement,
No,
stakeholder.
say assessment, say quality assessment.
Yeah, quality assessment, change assessment, and information assessment.
How many total activities? How many total? Count how many columns, how many activities you have in the column of formulation?
13.
10 in formulation.
Yeah, 10. Okay. We have 13 in that year.
No,
yeah.
Only see in the formulation how many activities we have. 10 activities.
Yeah.
And how out of 10, how many are assessments?
Other than risk and resources, all will be assessment.
Yes. So it means no estimation is we have two estimates: initial cost estimate and
resource requirement estimate, and also initial risk assessment. Initial risk
assessment. Assessment. Initial risk assessment.
Okay.
I think we didn't do this exercise with you people, right? So this is a new addition. That's why I made a thing to you. Okay. In formulation, we have 10 activities. Okay. 8 are assessments and 2 are estimates. Very easy to remember. Okay. Estimates are only resource estimates and initial cost estimate. Okay. And other all are assessments: scope assessment, schedule assessment, quality assessment, communication assessment, initial risk assessment, procurement assessment, change assessment, and information assessment. Is it clear?
Yep.
Okay. Ibrahim, unmute yourself. In planning, how many activities you have?
12.
How many management planning?
Usually 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 planning.
10 management planning. How many estimate?
Estimate is 1.
Cost estimate. And
Cost estimate.
what is the 12th one?
12th one is this framework, financial framework.
Excellent. So it means we have 12 activities in the planning subphase, which are 10 management planning, 1 cost estimate, 1 financial framework. Okay? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Mudassar Saab, in delivery phase, how many activities you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 activities.
How many
Out
monitoring
of
and controlling?
4 monitoring and controlling.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4. QA and QC 5. 5.
Okay, yes. 5 monitoring and controlling, and how many
Yes.
management?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 5
Fin-
management.
Financial management, communication management, resource management, procurement
Mhm.
management, information management.
Yes, sir.
So we have 10 activities in the delivery phase.
Yes, sir.
Rajan, how many activities in the closure phase?
5.
How many closure?
5. Financial, procurement.
No, total activities in the closing phase are 5. And
Yeah.
out of 5, how many are the closure activities? Closure activities. How many things we are doing close? Financial closure and procurement
Financial,
closure.
procurement.
Only 2.
And yeah.
Closure
Yes.
are only 2: financial closure and procurement closure. And what are other 3 activities? Transition.
Risk transition, resource archive and transition. That one is also good.
And the last one is information archiving and transition. Okay. So all of these that in chapter number 8 what you are studying are 37 activities in total. Okay. So this table is very important for you to have a quick recap. Okay. Both of you, Ibrahim and Rajan, because this is a new activity I have developed. Is it okay? Very easy to remember, right? So 13 knowledge areas, 13 because in chapter number 8 a big thing. So I have summarized it. We are improving day by day, like an agile model. So we have now 13 activities. Integration is cross, stakeholder is cross. Left with 11 activities. I always keep it there because it's from the PMP. We remember it. Just focus it. 4 columns means 4 one is formulation surface, planning surface, delivery phase, closing phase. 10 activities in formulation, which are having 8 assessments, 2 estimates. 12 activities in planning, which is 10 management planning, 1 cost estimate, 1 financial framework. In delivery phase, you have 10 activities, 5 monitoring and controlling, 5 management activities. In closing phase, you have 5 activities, 2 closure, financial closure, procurement closure, and transition are 3: resource transition, risk transition, and information transition. The most important domain will be closing. You will get a lot of questions from that. Just focus whether he is making the financial closure and procurement closure. Only is possible in the program closure. If we will be doing any sort of a component level closure, whether it will be a component level program procurement closure, any sort of a component word is there, it will be in the program delivery phase, not in the program closure phase. Only key point here. Whenever he is talking about any sort of a plan of any of these 12 activities, it will be in your program definition phase, more specifically in the program planning phase. However, if we will talk to you about any component management plan, component level plan, it will be in the program delivery phase. Okay, that's the only key concept to be understood in chapter number 8. Okay, any question in this table?
No.
Ibrahim, any question?
No, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, so these 37 are actually the program activities that we have done. Okay, then we come to this sheet. In the program integration management, it includes the activities needed to identify, define, combine, unify, and coordinate multiple components in the program. Then we have program infrastructure development. In program infrastructure development, the key point is PMO and PMIS. Okay, it is performed to investigate, assess, and plan the support structure that will assist the program in achieving its goals. It is initiated in the program definition phase and may be repeated at any time during the program life cycle. It establishes both management and technical resources. Management core team is designated as part of establishing the program infrastructure. PMO is a core part of program infrastructure and PMIS is a key element of infrastructure. What is PMIS? It consists of tools used to collect, integrate, and communicate information critical to the effective management of one or more organizational programs. The program delivery management, it includes the management, oversight, and integration and optimization of the program components that will deliver the capabilities and benefits required for the organization to realize the value, management of interdependencies, change requests, and this is simple, you can go through it. Program performance monitoring and controlling. Continuous monitoring gives the program management team insight into the current health of the program and identifies the areas that require special attention. Typical output of this ongoing activity include program performance report and forecast. Then we have program performance reports, forecasts, and the program closeout phase. Program is either closed because the program charter is fulfilled or everything is closed. Just go through it. In the final program report, the keywords are financial and performance assessments, lessons learned, successes and failures, identified areas for improvement, risk management outcomes, unforeseen risks, customer sign off, reason for program closeout, history of all baselines, archive plan for program documentation. Okay, so there's the complete revision for chapter number 7 and chapter number 8. I hope everything is clear. Now let's go through quickly to 10 questions. Can you see my screen? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 to 8. This is up. Answer. We cannot hear you. No.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes.
Can you hear me
Yes.
now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So within the above context, what will you do to transition the program? So option A is close all components and their contracts. B, transfer the program immediately to the customer since they're happy with the program performance. Present the final report to the governance board, complete the transition of all program components. Okay. Supersoft is an organization for IT. They have been awarded one of the most important programs with Ministry of Finance. You're the program manager of the program and the customer is very happy with the performance of the program. Are in the closure phase and all the program benefits have been delivered. So clearly we're in the closure phase. First of the first activity that we do is present the final report to the management.
Yes.
And before that we make sure that all the components have been closed and all the procurement has also been closed. Okay, so option number is close all components and their contract. This is a very good option. Transfer the option.
One. How it is an option? Can you work in the closure phase on any component?
No, no.
Then why this is option then?
Yes. Okay. Yes, you're right. You're right. So this option is wrong. So
Yes,
it should have been done in delivery phase. Okay.
yes,
This is not okay. Then transfer the program immediately to the customers if they're very happy. No, without management approval, we
yes,
without sponsor and program steering committee approval, we
yes,
cannot do this. So
yes,
this is wrong. Present the final performance report to the governance board. Yes, this can be okay, but the
yes.
performance, but the word performance, I'm confused if it is
Final
okay.
program report or performance report, final report is the same thing. And
Okay, okay.
and what is option number D?
Complete the transition of whole program components. This is wrong because the transition has already been should have been done in the delivery phase.
Of the components. So
So
the key point
of
here
the
is
component
for the
component.
question, keep in mind we are in the closure phase. We cannot talk
Yes,
about anything about the components. So A and D is
yes.
gone,
A
and
and B is
B is
gone.
not realistic because first we have to do C activities. So correct answer is
Yes.
C. We have to look
C.
in this
Yeah.
way. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Understood.
Next. So you are a program manager for the IT program. Now you are in the program delivery phase, and sponsor is worried about the current status of cost and benefits. Within the above context, which of the following will you provide to the sponsor? Program performance report, roadmap. Roadmap is out of question. Final program report is out of question because it's not the final thing. It's talking about the current status. So it can either be A or D. If he is talking about only the current status of the delivered benefits, or if we are tracking the progress of the program, that is in one of the eco. Rajan and Ibrahim, are you with me? If he is talking about the how do you track the progress of the program, the answer is a benefit register. Keep in mind. But here we are talking about the cost and benefits. So in the benefit register, we have nothing about the cost. So in this case, when he is talking about the status of cost and benefits, the correct answer is A, which is program performance report. But if in case the question will come and he will talk to you about the current status of the delivered benefits, or he will talk to you about the current status of the uh, progress of the program, okay, then the answer will be the benefit register. Clear, Ibrahim?
Yes, clear.
And if in case he will ask the same question in which he will say that what is the forecast when the benefits will be delivered, then what will be the answer, Rajan?
Program management plan. Even program performance report also.
Or program roadmap. If he is forecasting you, if asking you about the future things, when you will deliver some benefits, what will be your milestones, then it will be the program roadmap. Yes. Okay, I included this question just to have this discussion. If he is talking about only the progress of the program or the benefits delivered, it will be the benefit register. If he talks to you about cost, benefits, and multiple things, it will be the performance report. If he talks to you about the future programs or the intended milestones when it will be delivered, it will be the roadmap. Melissa, we will discuss the roadmap today in the class. You don't need to worry about this thing, okay? 2:30. Okay, so Mr. Sahab, now you and your team are developing the business case and the potential initiation of a new program to respond to some operational issues with the deployed product. It means you are operating in which phase of the program?
Uh, Sir, I thought because we are developing the business case, so it should be in the initiation phase. But because also some operational issues are mentioned,
Yes.
so I was confused.
So it
So
means that your program has already closed. You are now in the
close.
benefit sustainment domain. You remember when we finished the program life cycle with a vertical thing. I told
Yes.
benefit sustainment is the only activity which is continued even after the program has been closed. So what
Yes.
and in this phase, even we can have a new program, new projects, and we can make a new business case. But we have to see in which for which program or for which project I'm making the business case. So
Okay.
because of the operational issues and deployed products, I'm in the benefit sustainment activities. So answer is D. Okay, these questions are very good for you to have the overview about the questions, but we will study more in detail. Don't need to worry. Okay, just focus on these
Okay.
things because this is all coming from the life cycle. You have to understand in which cycle you are operating. Okay,
Okay.
231. Ibrahim, only tell me you gave answer A. Why not C?
See, usually like whenever the components are complete, I mean the project is done, ideally it has to be look the conditions or a criteria whether the criteria acceptance criteria is met.
Hmm.
But C says that component are delivered successfully. Either component may deliver successfully or may not. It may terminate also, right? So that's why I choose the option A because it says the condition.
Okay, and one thing is it, and the other thing is that the topic is benefit delivery and closure, right? Benefit transition and delivery and closure. So even the benefits is delivered, it doesn't mean that you can close the component. If he would have asked it, want to explain to us that this component is successful or something delivered or benefit is delivered, then in case will be C. But normally he will ask you, because he will try to close the component. So for the closing condition, benefits delivery is not the only condition that can close the component. As Ibrahim said, it can either be terminated, it can either be closed. The only thing which we have to see, precondition that we have to see before when we are closing the component is that its closure conditions or acceptance conditions are met. Okay. Sorry. 232. Sorry. So Rajan, what is the key point in this question? What is the key topic?
What you said, component transition, whatever is related to component will start and end in program delivery. It won't come to program closure at all.
And what are the 5 activities that we studied in the program closure phase? when we made the table? What are the 5 activities in the program closure phase?
So financial closure, procurement closure, information archiving, and then risk transition to
Hmm?
the organization resources. Then what?
And resource disposition. Okay.
Yeah.
So in this case, the C is not correct, which is not in the closure phase. Sab can read the question. You are the program manager for the complex program that has 20 components. Now you are in a meeting with the portfolio manager discussing the framework in which portfolio, program, and project management are integrated to achieve the strategic objectives. Which of the following options can provide the above mentioned framework? So you selected A. PMO can only give you something about the program. He will not tell you anything about the portfolio or the project. The second B option is B, which is steering committee. He will only be for your program. D is also only for your program. Organizational program management, which is a bubble in which we are operating as like strategic objectives, portfolio, program, and project. So OPM is the only framework in which we include portfolio, program, and project. Nothing to do with the program level thing.
Okay. So PMO does not support the portfolio.
No. Like in PMP, you studied project management office.
Yes.
PMO was there, but it was project management office. Program management office.
This is program. This is program. Yes, you're right.
You know, this is a blink of eye. You have to see very carefully.
Yes.
In the option will be program
Yes,
manager, project manager. So suddenly we will go to project manager because we are used to PMP. So here we are doing program management. So all A,
yes.
B, and D are program level things. I am looking for something which has
Program.
portfolio also with me. Portfolio, program, and project. So that is only OPM. 234. So what is the keyword here? All factories are different and all will be funded and supported by the government. All project material will be provided from China as a preferred vendor. Now you are a program manager of an existing program and your manager requests your proposal on how will you manage these projects. What is the best proposal? So in this case, as the factories are different, so it means the condition of a program is relatedness and time bound. So number one, here he has given us no indication about the time when we are going to finish this program. That is the first problem here. And secondly, although they are funded from the sport program, but relatedness is not there. So from the perspective of thing, first, everybody of us, I think Rajan Ibrahim, you consider as a different, like so relatedness. But here also we have to see the time is not mentioned here. So whenever in the question there will be the ambiguity. For example, somebody can argue that okay, even the factories are different, but they are funded from the same source. So government will be linked to that. So this is ambiguous situation. For example, okay. But here the key point is that the time bound is not given. There is no saying that when you will finish these 8 projects. So this cannot be the portfolio because of the time relatedness, more important rather than relatedness. Okay, Rajan, clear?
So you're saying this is a program, is it?
No, no, it's a portfolio. The answer is A. Answer
Okay,
is
okay.
A. But the reason what I thought that you have given as a
No,
portfolio
while
because
you said it is, you ended saying that it is not a portfolio. That's why.
no, I'm saying I just said that maybe you have selected portfolio because of the word of different. I think this was the first click you had, right, Ibrahim? All factories are
Correct.
different. Then you thought that this is not related. This concept is also okay, but I'm giving you the another side of this thing, that
Time.
the time is the most important thing here, because he is not mentioning anything, so we cannot assume that it will be finished in 1 year or 2 years. It means it's an open thing. I have no time bound. Just this, you will get 3 to 4 questions in this thing. So look for the thing. So in while reading this question, we should have, okay, if in case C and D is not a question, okay, sub program, separate project, different. We are only discussing A and B. Okay, if I have the only I should have, if I have to give A, if I have to give B, this is a program, it means time relatedness and time must be there. So I see, okay, relatedness is not there, it's different, okay, but time is not mentioned. So in this case, time is more important condition here to give answer as a portfolio which has no time bound. Okay, that's the only thing. Just think from both angles. Okay, Ibrahim.
Yes, yes.
Okay, 235. Ibrahim, why you give A? Why not B?
B is just a support. Here they can share the resource, but
Hmm.
here the problem is uh, we are getting delay in allocation of the resource. So that is something which sponsor will help us because he is ultimately responsible, accountable for providing the resource.
That's the correct answer. So sponsor is responsible to give you the resources. If the question would have said that there are resources available among multiple projects, among different components, and you need to get a priority of the resource. So in that case, PMO will provide you the resource of resource sharing. This is the key word for PMO, is resource sharing. But here the problem is the resources are not allocated to the components, which means that they are not assigned. So in this case, program sponsor is responsible to provide the resources for the component. This is the first step, and then PMO will be managing or for the sharing the resources in that case. So the correct answer is A in this case. Right.
Sir, can we also take a hint that, in my opinion, this is a weak organization. I mean, a functional organization, because
Hmm.
that's why he's getting the problem. So there is no point going to the PMO or functional manager, because PMO would be weak. Functional manager is strong. That's why he's not getting the result. So
No,
the right
but
option is A.
no, right. But the point, you cannot consider this as a weak organization because you are a program manager. So it means you are working in a program domain. The
Oh, I
thinking
mean,
that you
okay,
are having, I understand from where your point of view thinking. You don't consider that this is not a program. Every question we have to consider we are operating in a program. Whether it's a weak
okay,
organization or a functional organization or projectized organization is a separate second level thing. We have to consider we are in a program. This is a by default situation. In that situation,
okay,
we have to see, okay, in which step or at which level we are operating. Okay.
okay. Because in PMP we read this, so I'm
Yeah,
just so
yeah, it's,
I,
no,
yeah,
it's very good to ask the question like this. You
yeah.
are a program manager, means you are in a program. We don't know why we are in a program. Then we have to move
Okay,
forward. Okay, at this moment, what are my stakeholders available? Sponsor is there, portfolio manager is there, project manager, program manager,
PMO is
PMO
there.
is there. At this
Yeah,
situation, I don't have the resource allocated. So what I should do? So we have to
yeah.
consider, think in this point of view. The answer is A anyway. How we come to the answer,
Okay,
but the thinking approach should be that we are in a program and we have to see what options we have available.
okay. Understood.
Rajan, why option D?
It's an opportunity. Risk will always have risk register will always have both risk and also opportunities.
Both threat and opportunity. Risk is threat and opportunity. So in whenever and this can be updated in every phase of your program. Okay, whenever you identify the risk, whether it's a the the questions, this is an opportunity, this we know. Okay, this is a risk. So before escalating to the steering committee, first, what will you do first? The first step is to write it in your risk register. Then you analyze it, and then you will see whether you can do it or you need to escalate it. A is an action mark. Action you can only do once you document it, analyze, like in the risk in the PMP, you have the identify the risk, analyze the risk, and then you take the action.
Yes.
So here he has written what will you do first, and he has just informed you. The first thing is to document in the risk register, which is option number D. Update the risk register. Then you analyze the risk, and then you do the response. What we have to do. Okay. So here the answer is D. Last question. Maybe you
Sir,
can
CBR,
CBM is
CBR can be.
cost to benefit ratio.
Okay.
The only thing is that the mathematical questions are rarely coming in the exam. Can be maybe one question, but if in case it comes, please read the question very carefully. Whether he is asking you benefit to cost ratio, cost to benefit ratio, internal rate of return, ROI, CPI or SPI, whatever is the thing, and then give the answer. Okay. So in this case, cost to benefit ratio means which is lowest, means the cost is low and benefit is high. And the highest CBR means cost is highest and benefit is lowest. So we just have to see what is CBR. Lowest is
0.5.
program B, so option will be B. So I think this was very good, Rajan and Ibrahim. You are I checked you. You are very well. Only two things that you have to consider in mind. Ibrahim, maybe you can open your video for the last minute only. One important thing
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that the amount of questions and the mocks that we have done, okay, means we have done around 2000 or 3000 questions. So in the real exam, you will get the questions almost 90% what we have done. Okay, I'm giving you the very clear indication, but don't rush into the questions. Like I saw you are giving the answers in 20 seconds or 10 seconds because you have assumed that the question is there, you skim through it and they give the answer. It will be the same like that in the exam. But keep in mind, we have 4 hours in the exam. We have to utilize full 4 hours. Don't rush into the questions. You will be able to do the like your speed and your practice. Both of you will be finishing in 2 hours, I'm sure. But if you finish either in 2 hours or you finish in 4 hours, the certificate you will get is the same. So instead of rushing it and then later on we have some problems, it's better like the approach that you are having is very good. Read through it, read it again, answer is there. Don't leave any answer open, give the answer, do it all, mark it for review. And even if you have not marked the review, please utilize full time. This is my request to both of you. Okay, don't come out of the exam before 3.5 hours or 4 hours. You have 4 hours, you have paid for the exam to be sitting there for 4 hours. Even you finish in 2 hours, you are 100% sure. At least again go to all the questions and revise it. And in the second attempt, if you feel if you are of confusion, like you give business case and later on you find it's a charter and you are confused between charter and business case, for example, then stick to the first option, what you have clicked. Why? Because if later on you are 100% sure, you change it. But if you are again in an ambiguity situation, stick to the first clicked question. Why? Because at that question your mind has worked two times and again you are sticking to the option that you kept in the first go. Okay. And in the exam you will be getting 170 questions. There will be bunch of difficult questions. Bunch means 10 to 15 questions in 2 or 3 occasions. You will get 10 questions bunch in which maybe you will get only 1 or 2 answers. Okay. Then again 10 questions, then again 10 questions. This bunch can come anytime. Maybe these are first 10 questions, maybe these are 50 to 60, maybe anytime. Don't worry, these are unmarked questions, but don't worry about that thing. Answers, options, you already know it. Okay. Just don't lose the confidence. These questions will come. Just keep in mind 25 to 30 questions will be out of the box, but still focus on those questions because the options will always be the same that we already know. In the exam there will be no option which you have not seen the word. Okay. The option will be business case, charter, roadmap, and this all the options will be, we already know it. Only understand what is the tone of the question, what is the environment, read it again. Project, component, don't mix with the program. Every question which is straightforward, just go for the question like you are doing now. Very good. But when you are revising it, take some time and always in every question keep in mind the program life cycle. Definition phase, delivery phase, closure phase. This is the key element. If you are able to map every question in this domain, 99% question will never go wrong. Okay, because these are the only tricky question that PMI will try you to escape from this thing to another thing. Inside other domains is nothing. Okay, so that's the only message. I will have a call again with you. Okay, we will call on tomorrow on Sunday, but it's very good. Okay, any question from anyone in this call?
No.
Only one thing, the table that we just did, please revise it. I will add it in the master sheet later on, but go through these 37 activities, very quick review for chapter number 8. At this moment, you don't need to go all through all the activities. Okay. Okay. So thank you very much and best of luck, and we see you again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Guru. Thank you
Bye.
all.
Bye.